Top of the head, I rest in God. Inner eyebrow, I rest in God. Outer eye, I rest in God. Under the eye, I rest in God. Under the nose, I rest in God. Under the lip, chin, I rest in God. Collarbone, I rest in God. Under the arm, I rest in God. Across the heart, I rest in God. So this is A Course in Miracles lesson number 109. I think it's 109. Let's make sure. 109, I rest in God. And this is a playlist on A Course in Miracles lessons that directly help with anxiety. Any of us who've experienced anxiety knows that resting in God is not only like a physical rest, but we want our minds to be able to rest in God. One time I told my client, give it to God, just give it to God. And my client's like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. How do I explain it? I think of it as like, I can't always do it, but when I can do it, it's like I have it, whatever it is, the worry, the concern, whatever it is, I have it here and I give it over. I hand it over. So if we have ever been able to experience handing something over to God, giving it to a higher power, like we can embody that experience. If you've experienced it once, you can experience it again. So I rest in God. We're going to do it. We're going to read this lesson today from A Course in Miracles, and then we're going to do some tapping EFT energy healing on this lesson. I rest in God. And like I said, usually the rest, I think for us, like when we're talking about anxiety, is we want our minds to rest in God. I am waiting right now for a text message. Like I sent, by the way, this is kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. Do you like having lots of plans? I'm wondering if my people who watch my channel, if you are like me and you like prefer not to have any plans. I love not having plans. And when I make plans, I'm really working on making plans that when I do make plans that uplift me. I'm working on not doing things out of guilt or obligation, right? So like, I made this video a while back where I asked ChatGPT about, according to A Course in Miracles, what pattern am I missing in this situation? And it said that I was mixing guilt with love. Guilt is not love. So guilt is not love. I mean, that's A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles, like the whole point of it is to undo our guilt, right? So like, for me, being like a rescuer, being a caretaker, I tend to get this revved up feeling like I have to fix things, especially when it comes to close family, close friends. So like I'm trying not to respond. I'm not trying not to respond to things from that revved up nervous system. I have found that when I spend a lot of time alone, when I get very peaceful, when I get very calm, and if I can respond from that place, I create. There's not a lot of chaos in my life, but I think I create chaos like within me and maybe a little bit of chaos outside of me when I act from this revved up nervous system. My mom has been a lot of the receivers of my revved up nervous system throughout my life. And I've just noticed, she's 82 years old. And when I give her space to just be and like stop thinking she should be different than she is or something, like I go over and she's like doing so much better. And I laugh when I say that because I always felt like I'm doing so good being, helping her. And I put myself in that rescuer role. And it's, if you're constantly rescuing, caretaking, you're going to end up being resentful. Okay. So I'm getting off topic here, but not really, because I think I rest in God. Like those of us who feel like we have been like traumatized by our own caretaker role. So those of us who are stepping out of that victim triangle, we want to train our nervous systems, our minds, our nervous systems to rest in God. We don't need the drama in our lives, right? Our nervous system sometimes can get used to drama and creating drama. We don't need it. We can rest in God. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the lesson. And notice that I repeat the lessons when I rest in God. It's so we remember them. It's so we embody them, because it's good to repeat them, right? Okay, so lesson 109. I really still want to do some live videos with these lessons. I think that's how I'm going to start next year, is doing more live videos. And not more live videos, doing live videos. And I might start this year. So let me know if you would like to do a live video. I'm scared to do a live video. I used to do them on Facebook, but it's kind of like every time I think about doing it, I get super nervous, but it'll help me to do them if somebody tells me that they would like it. Okay. So even if it's me and one other person, we can hang out in a live video. Let me know though, because I would like to, I could do it like this, you know, where we're talking about A Course in Miracles lessons that help with anxiety. We can do some tapping. That could be, we could do that in a live manner. Okay. So I rest in God. Lesson 109. We ask for rest today and quietness unshaken by the world's appearances. We ask for peace and stillness in the midst of all the turmoil born of clashing dreams. We ask for safety and for happiness, although we seem to look on danger and on sorrow. And we have the thought that will answer our asking with what we request. I rest in God. This thought will bring you to the rest and quiet, peace and stillness, and the safety and happiness you seek. And this is kind of how I see it too, with I rest in God. Like, okay, I'm like, for instance, I was talking about that revved up nervous system, right? So we don't want to be constantly reacting and responding, reacting from a revved up nervous system. So the way I see it is when we calm our nervous system, it kind of gives, we're giving ourselves a chance to recalibrate and giving the universe, the world around us, a chance to recalibrate. And like, I give it to God. Anything that I did from that revved up nervous system, that's kind of what I try to give to God, because God will fix it, whatever it is. You know, you and God can do anything. So God will fix whatever that is. Just give it some space, give it some time, give it to God, whatever you feel like. And I feel like what happens is the world kind of reorganizes itself around us, around our calmer nervous system. I'll be interested to see how this thing that I'm dealing with today, how this turns out, especially when I'm doing this video about resting in God and I'm really practicing resting in God. Okay, so I rest in God. This thought has the power to wake the sleeping truth in you, whose vision sees beyond appearances, to that same truth in everyone and everything there is. Here is the end of suffering for all the world and everyone who ever came and yet will come to linger for a while. Here is the thought in which the Son of God is born again to recognize himself. Yesterday, my husband was playing the song Instant Karma by John Lennon. And have you ever listened to that song, We All Shine On, like the moon and the stars and the sun? And there's one lyric where he says, you better recognize your brothers as everyone you meet. You better recognize your brothers as everyone you meet. Like that song, if you go and listen to it after you listen to this video, I mean, that it's like A Course in Miracles. That song is A Course in Miracles. We all shine on. So good. Okay, so let's commence the lesson. Okay, I rest in God, completely undismayed. This thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. I love this. Just let's move on. Let's move onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. There is no problem that it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. Ugh, so good. I keep getting sidetracked today, but let's just go with it. Kelly Brogan, I was listening to her a video that she posted yesterday, interviewing this psychotherapist, and they were talking about how this person had there were posts about her on a Facebook group that were really negative and bad, and she was saying how she could have absolutely gone and defended herself in these posts, and that would have been an okay thing to do. But she just, the way Kelly Brogan put it would be, but that's also kind of, it's reacting to the projection instead of staying within yourself, instead of resting in God within yourself, right? So when we try to fix all the things outside of ourselves, justify ourselves, which is fine. Sometimes we do that in the world. That's something that, it's fine. It's something that we do in the world. But instead of focusing too much on the projection of the world, no, I'm over here. I'm within myself and I'm moving on. Let's move on. Let's move forward to the certainty of God. Let's not defend the past. Okay. I just loved that whole paragraph. Completely undismayed, this thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. There is no problem it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. This is the day of peace. You rest in God, and while the world is torn by the winds of hate, your rest remains completely undisturbed. Yours is the rest of truth. Appearances cannot intrude on you. You call to all who join you in your rest, and they will hear and come to you because you rest in God. They will not hear another voice than yours because you gave your voice to God. And now you rest in him and let him speak through you. Isn't that good? You gave your voice to God, and now you rest in him and let him speak through you. In him you have no cares and no concerns, no burdens, no anxiety, no pain, no fear of future, and no past regrets. In timelessness you rest. While time goes by without its touch upon you, for your rest can never change in any way at all. You rest today. As you close your eyes, sink into stillness. Let these periods of rest and respite reassure your mind that all its frantic fantasies were but the dreams of fever that has passed away. What does Marianne Williamson say? This is all a mortal hallucination. This is all a mortal hallucination. So anything that was fear, that was loss, was all the dreams of fever that has passed away. We rest in God. We move forward to the certainty of God. Let it be still and let it be still and thankfully accept its healing. No more fearful dreams will come now that you rest in God. Take time today to slip away from dreams and into peace. Each hour that you take your rest today, a tired mind is suddenly made glad. A bird with broken wings begins to sing. A stream long dry begins to flow again. The world is born again each time you rest, and hourly remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world, that it might take its rest along with you. Ooh, isn't that good? The world is born again each time you rest, and hourly remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world, that it might take its rest along with you. So it is September right now when I'm making this video, and I'm in the United States, and I just saw something on Instagram about how people, like this person's getting ready for fall and getting ready for the indoor months, and it said how the post was so good. It just got me into this feeling of resting in God. It was like being cozy indoors and having with your four-legged friends and having nothing to do and nowhere to go, no commitments. That's why I'm like, oh, do I like having plans? And just resting in God. The post didn't say resting in God, but it got me into this feeling of resting in God. Okay, with each 5 minutes that you rest today, the world is nearer waking. And the time when rest will be the only thing there is comes closer to all worn and tired minds, too weary now to go on their way alone. And they will hear the bird begin to sing and see the stream begin to flow again, with hope reborn and energy restored, to walk with lightened steps along the road that suddenly seems easy as they go. You rest within the peace of God today and call upon your brothers from your rest to draw them to their rest along with you. You will be faithful to your trust today, forgetting no one, bringing everyone into the boundless circle of your peace, the holy sanctuary where you rest. Open the temple doors and let them come far across the world and near as well. Your distant brothers and your closest friends, bid them all enter here and rest with you. You rest within the peace of God today, quiet and unafraid. Each brother comes to take his rest and offer it to you. We rest together here, for thus our rest is made complete, and what we give today we have received already. Time is not the guardian of what we give today. Isn't that an interesting sentence? Time is not the guardian of what we give today. We give to those unborn and those passed by, to every thought of God, and to the mind in which these thoughts were born and where they rest. And we remind them of their resting place each time we tell ourselves, I rest in God. Okay, so remembering to rest in God today. I love this lesson. Of course, every lesson that I share, I say I love this lesson. But should we do a tapping again? Like, it's okay if there's part of you that might disagree with this or might be struggling with actually resting in God. So let's go ahead and tap on some of that. So let's start with the karate chop. You know, even though I still feel worried about the outcome of certain things, I choose to rest in God. Even though I still feel worried about the outcome of certain things, I choose to rest in God. And when I read this lesson, I know what it says is truth. I choose to trust myself. Top of the head, I choose to trust myself, and fill in whatever you need. I choose to trust myself. I choose to rest in God. Inner eyebrow, outer eye. I know there are parts of me that just don't want to rest in God. Under the eye, there's parts of me that want to control. Under the nose, there's parts of me that feels that I need to rescue. Under the mouth, there's parts of me that still respond from a place of guilt. Collarbone. But I choose to rest in God. Under the arm, I rest in God. Top of my head, my thoughts now rest in God. Inner eyebrow, I allow God to help me. Outer eye, I allow the universe to recalibrate around my peace. Under eye, I trust. Under the nose, I rest in God. Chin, I rest in God. Collarbone, I rest in God. Under the arm, I rest in God. Okay, let's do it one more time. Top of the head, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Inner eyebrow, I rest in God today. Outer eye, I trust in God. Under the eye, I trust myself. Under the nose, I rest in God. Under the mouth, I rest in God. Collarbone, I rest in God. Under the arm, I allow everything to recalibrate around me, resting in God. At top of the head, it is my job to bring the peace of God into this world. Inner eyebrow, I respond from a place of peace. Outer eye, I rest in God. Under eye, I rest in God. Under the nose, I rest in God. Under the mouth, I rest in God. Collarbone, I rest in God. Under the arm, I rest in God. Okay, I hope this was helpful today. I don't know about you, but I sure do feel better. And like I said, comment below and let me know if you'd like me to do a live video or if there's any topics or anything that you would like me to cover. Go ahead and subscribe if you want more videos like this about bringing the vertical into this world and about inner peace. Peace and love, and I'll talk to you soon.